Alright. Welcome to Sideboard MTG. My name's Eric, and it's time for Dev's Deck. We've got a couple Dev's Decks for you guys this evening. We're going to be starting out with Bant Rampage, and then moving on into Ill-Gotten Inheritance, and if we have time for it, we'll go ahead and do the $20 Calamity deck. So right now, we're going to get started with Bant Rampage, or Bant Enchantments. Hope you guys enjoy. If you do, give it that thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I mean, if you want to see all of Dev's decks, this is the place to do it. So hit that subscribe button, and let's get started. Alright, I'm gonna start with a really quick deck tech here and just kind of go over the cards. If you really want to see, why the cards were chosen, why this particular card was in the deck and not some other card in the deck, Dev does a great job at explaining that. The links are in the information box above. If you want to see the deck list itself, it is in the description box below. Just click Show More, and it'll open everything up so you can see that. Also, if you want to play these decks on MTGO, even if you don't have the cards, there's a rental service called manatraders that will allow you to have access to every card in Magic or Magic Online, which is pretty cool. It's a game changer. If you want to be able to play with everything, even if you don't have the cards, check out manatraders. There is a coupon code down there that'll save you 15% on your first 3 months when you sign up. And let's get started here. All right, so for the deck tech portion here, we've got chat minimized. We're gonna be playing with Rampage of the Clans. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments. That's your side and their side. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller is going to get a 3/3 green centaur creature token. Just a generic 3/3. So the idea here is we're going to be using a ton of enchantments. In fact, all enchantments. Oops. We're going to be turning those enchantments into 3/3 centaurs and hopefully getting sideways on our opponent. This is an instant speed spell, so we get to sit back, and do this at the end of their turn, virtually giving our centaurs haste. So we do it at the end of turn, and then kind of, just untap, upkeep, draw. They no longer have haste or no longer have summoning sickness, and we get sideways with them. So minimizing the amount of time that they're there to be sweep, and that's kind of the plan here. Now, as far as the mana base goes, you'll have to check out Dev's deck tech for a more in-depth guide on why he chose the lands he did. We do have a few basics in case we get settled or something like that. I think that would be the biggest nightmare in the world for us to be turning a ton of centaurs sideways and then get settled. But we can get up to 4 lands from the settles. But these are also here to just kind of help smooth out the land draws and things. Now, most of the deck is white, and that's why we have 3 planes. We do get to start the game off with an enchantment that kind of gives us a little bit of a body to help buy time. That's one of the things this deck wants to do. Wants to buy time. Legion's Landing here. Now, flipping this is going to be a little bit difficult, but if you happen to have one in your hand after you Rampage of the Clans, you'll be able to play it and then swing with all your centaurs. It will flip, but we're kind of hoping that the game's just over right there. Either way, it's a good early card that's going to be able to give us a little bit of staying power, gain a life from our vampire token, make them actually have to maybe put some burn towards that or something of that nature. Just buying us a little bit of time, and that's exactly what we need to be able to play more of these enchantments. And once we've played more enchantments, we get to have more centaurs. So that's kind of the idea. Now, as far as control cards go, we do have a 1 mana enchant creature. You enchant your opponent's creature, I assume here. I mean, I guess if there was no other option, we could enchant our own, maybe vampire or something like that, or maybe a knight token, in order to give it defender, and it would lose flying if it had flying. And you know, just another way to put an enchantment onto the battlefield. A really cheap interactive card to help us buy time, and that's exactly what we're looking for here. We've got some baffling ends now. Yeah, we're gonna get a centaur when we destroy it, but they're going to get a 3/3 dinosaur creature token. So it kind of, you know, heads up, but maybe we get to get rid of something like a Doom Whisperer or something else that's really devastating. And, oh, well, not a Doom Whisper. Sorry, this is not Seal Away. This is Baffling End. Hydroid Crisis. Yeah, we'll get rid of their Hydroid Crisis. And then, you know, they get back a 3/3 dinosaur for it. And we're probably pretty happy with that. We've got Dawn of Hope, which is another one of those staying power type cards. Dawn of Hope, you know, 2 mana enchantment that whenever we gain life, and we can gain life from, you know, our Legion's Landing vampire or something of that nature. Or we could just create 1/1 white soldier creature tokens with our Dawn of Hope. And, you know, this will also help us draw cards. So whenever we gain life, we can pay 2 mana and we can draw a card, which will help put cards in our hand. But one of my favorite draw engines in this deck, or in this strategy, is Induced Amnesia. Induced Amnesia enters the battlefield and target player exiles all the cards from their hand face down. Then they're going to draw that many cards. When Induced Amnesia is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, return the exiled cards to their owner's hand. So we might be able to, you know, tuck away, you know, 3 or 4 cards, draw 3 or 4 more cards as we're looking for that Rampage of the clans, and then once we actually, you know, pop it with Rampage of the Clans, hopefully we've had a couple of these Induced Amnesias, and we've tucked a few cards away, and then we'll be able to, you know, get all of those cards back, which is pretty sweet in itself. Just a decent way to help us see more cards. Again, we are looking for staying power. We're looking to, you know, kind of stall out the game until we can really take off. Gift of Paradise is going to give us a little bit of additional mana so that we can actually, you know, take off and do our things a little bit faster. But once, you know, we're towards the later turns of the game and we don't need that additional mana, this is going to become a centaur for us. Also, that gaining life is going to work really well with Dawn of Hope. We've also got Dovin's Acuity, or Information Campaign, right? Anyway, Dovin's Acuity, when it enters the battlefield, we're going to gain 2 life, again working with Dawn of Hope, and we're going to draw a card. Also, whenever we cast an instant spell during our main phase, you may return Dovin's Acuity to its owner's hand. There's a little bit of an interaction there. Like if we didn't want to turn this into a centaur token, we could, you know, put this, you know, trigger on the stack if we're going to main phase or Rampage of the Clans. I don't really see that happening an awful lot, but the option is there, and it could happen. We've also got a couple copies of Ixalan's Binding, which is just, you know, kind of that answer all for all things, except for like Carnage Tyrant, of course. You know, if it's got hexproof, we can't target it. But you know, you hit something like a Vivian Reed or something with Ixalan's Binding, and you're going to be in a pretty decent position. And then by the time that you're ready to blow it up with your Rampage of the Clans, hopefully we're ready to take over the game. We've also got copies of History of Benalia. This is going to help us, you know, create some blockers, things like that. There are going to be some situations where we just turn 1 of Legion's Landing, and then turn 2 maybe Baffling in, you know, their creature, and then turn 3 History of Benalia, maybe even turn 4 another History of Benalia, and just kind of take over the game that way. I have actually lost quite a few games from back-to-back History of Benalia and just not being able to answer them. So these things are possible, so we don't have to 100% rely on that Rampage of the Clans. Pretty cool interaction there. I am actually glad that History of Benalia is in the deck to give us that little bit of a backup. Now, as far as the sideboard goes, we got no green here. We got a lot of blue, and the main reason for that blue, in my opinion, is negate. We're in a world right now in Magic the Gathering where you need to have some access to some counter magic, and negate is really, really good. I mean, when you really need answers to your opponent's control decks and things like that, maybe we really need to be able to stop those, settle the wreckage or something like that, then negate is going to be wonderful. We've also got, Disdainful Stroke to be able to stop like Teferi and other big creatures. Verity Circle, there's a little bit of a combo here. Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes tapped, if it isn't being declared as an attacker, you may draw a card, and then you can actually start tapping creatures that don't have flying to draw cards. So you're paying 5 mana, draw a card, that sort of thing. So there's some interesting things going on here, especially with Time of Ice. Time of Ice's first 2 lore chapters in the saga will tap a creature down and it will not untap. So you'll be able to Frost Breath a couple things. Hence Time of Ice, Frost Breath, and then Chapter 3, return all tap creatures to their owner's hand, so we might be able to just, bounce some things back. So there's a little bit of a combo there with running Verity Circle and then starting to tap things down. And that could work really well for us, allowing us to draw more cards, and then maybe before returning everything, we go ahead and Rampage and just kind of take off. So hopefully these type of things will work. When we are worried about board sweepers and things like that, Unbreakable Formation is great. Also, you might be able to get into some type of situation where you're wanting to main phase this and kick off that addendum where you get to put +1/+1 counters on all of your centaurs, and especially if you happen to have given your opponent a couple centaurs, making your centaurs 4/4s, vigilance indestructible, sounds pretty good to me. So this is a good way against a deck that has other enchantments and things, and if we're going to pop those, we want our centaurs to be a little bit bigger. We've also got a couple copies of Tragic Poet. We can sacrifice Tragic Poet and return target enchantment card from our graveyard to our hand. So if they're removing a bunch of our enchantments, maybe they've got a bunch of Mortifies or something like that, and we need to get particular enchantments back, we can do that here with Tragic Poet. Now, you do have to play this and wait for Summoning Sickness to go away, and then sacrifice it to get your enchantment back. But, if they're popping our Ixalan's Binding, then this might be what we're looking for. So that's the deck. We're going to get into some gameplay. Let me get chat up here, and we'll go from there. All right. Let's move this back. Boom. Chat. What's up, chat? How we doing? We got Be Informed. Jizza. Who else we got? Madness. It goes down as the DM. Sir Eccles. You're digging the new layout? Thanks, man. I've actually been using that for my meta coverage and stuff. Try to do a meta coverage about 2 to 3 times a set, as things change. We're getting about due. We did a week 1 meta coverage. Now we're a little bit further into the set, and it's probably about time to do another meta coverage and talk about the way decks are going from here. We're getting a lot of Simic, Nexus, and things like that, and we probably need to talk about that. But yeah, I use that layout for my meta coverage videos. If you guys haven't seen those, you can go check them out. Rocker, what's up? How you doing, Rocker? Jan's here. How you doing, Janchevik? We could play that centaur. What is it? Lets you draw a card when playing an enchantment. Yeah. That would be pretty interesting to be able to draw a ton of cards. I mean, I like drawing cards. I mean, I love drawing cards. It seems great. End of turn. What, Zaxdillo? You made it on time. Well, that's because we're a bit early. Coding while enjoying some MTG gameplay. Well, Daniel, I hope you enjoy the gameplay. I hope that I treat this deck a little bit better than I did Grixis Dominance. I felt so bad after Grixis Dominance. I couldn't connect with that deck. I'm sure that someone else would be able to pilot it much better, but sometimes I run across decks that I have a hard time connecting with, and that one I just couldn't seem to connect with it. So anyway. Rocker, who else we got here? Be Informed. I think I got all you guys. If anyone's in chat, you want to shout out, just hashtag or not hashtag, exclamation point shout out, and and Nightbot will yell at me, and we'll go from there. So, all right. You're gonna bring pretzels next, F&M. All right, moving on. Let's go see if we can find an opponent for this Bant Enchantments deck, or Bant Rampage. What's up, Jareth Miles? How you doing, sir? How was the barbecue? Maybe just one Rampage, instead add some win cons. Well, for the last couple decks, Dev straight up said that, you know, these are meme decks. These are for fun. I'm hoping that we get to go off once out of the 3 games that we play here. We may or may not. I don't know, but I'm hoping so. But these are just some fun decks that you might want to take to like a Wednesday game or something like that. I don't necessarily know if I would consider these like Friday night Magic capable decks, but they're also not horrible either. So we do need some blue mana, but we can cast Baffling in. We can cast Dawn of Hope out of this hand. I do think it's keepable. I think it's as keepable as most things we're going to get. So let's go for it. I mean, having a little bit of control against an aggressive deck would be great. Another Temple Garden, really. I also think that this deck would work really well with some Fountain of Renewal, because you could, turn one Fountain that gives you another artifact or enchantment that you could pop later. It would work really well with the Dawn of Hope to be able to run the that combo. So, it's definitely one to think about. I don't. Do I need the Dawn of Hope right now? If I don't need the Dawn of Hope right now, I can come in with the Temple Garden, or I can come in with the Interland Harbor and then Plains next turn. Like, I don't have to come in, tap this turn. Our opponent's playing Drakes, I assume. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play the Dawn of Hope, and then we can just play Dovin's Acuity next turn. Spell Pierce. What? All right. Okay. Well, I mean, maybe I should have played around the Spell Pierce, but all right. I guess we can just start playing Dovin's Acuity and see what happens from there. I don't think this card is as good as Disinformation Campaign, but the card is still not horrible, so. Opponent's got some nice foil ops. Okay, alright, his ops don't match. So, maybe they're not as nice as I thought. Gotham! What? I was just watching Gotham. I watched Gotham yesterday. We could... I'm going to take 2 life here. I'm going to Ixalan's Binding that. It could be extremely dangerous to... There's a Terramander. Alright. Alright, Terramander. Baffling in the Terramander and then Dovin's Acuity, maybe? Yeah, let's do that. Draw another card. At least Dovin's Acuity replaces itself. And I might actually get to the point where I start holding some lands now. holding lands so that I can... I want to get to 6 because I want to be able to cast Rampage and get around a Settle the Wreckage. Oh, Enigma Drake. Alright. Let's try this Induced Amnesia and we'll just dump all 3 cards in our hand. If it goes off. And we got Spell Pierced. Punished. Punished. Still gonna hold on to my lands. Alright, we're gonna scoop. We're gonna go to next game. Okay. I guess our opponent... He scoops up. We win. Alright, our opponent's like, I don't want to play with you no more. Alright. Alright. Well, this is the same opponent. Do we want to go back against the same opponent? I don't think so. Yeah, Sky Tether is great against Drakes. It was enough to break our opponent's heart right there. He was like, what am I playing against? What is this? What is this jank? Right? Opponent can't handle the jank. Alright, so he got an opponent, so we won't be playing against him. Alright. What a funny outcome, right? I assume that if he just didn't have any more threats, we took care of all the Drakes. He could have been just holding Drake in his hand. And we broke his heart, man. We just broke his heart. So just enchantments. Yeah. That actually played out a lot better than I thought it was going to, and we definitely would have had a lot of stuff going on right there. So yeah, interesting. That's how you feel when looking at Singleton list. What is this jank? What is this? Why are these cards? Right. What are you talking about, Zax? You wish you could play Information Campaign with Approach of the Second Sun? You can in Modern, but you could also die in Modern, right? Right. That's definitely a thing. Game 1 went well. Just absolutely hosed the opponent there. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I mean, the Drake's deck's one of those decks that just doesn't have a ton of creatures, a ton of answers, and us being able to answer most of them was pretty good. And I mean, we technically could have even turned Nib Mizzet into a defender. I mean, that wouldn't be the greatest thing in the world, but at least he wouldn't be attacking us. But then again, does Nib Mizzet really have to swing? Really? Neither I nor Jareth are wrong there. You can play it Modern, but you can die in Modern as well. Modern staple, Alt plus F equals, or F dead. Alright. The old Polak. Old Polak. I mean, we've got some Sky Tethers. We get to a green. I mean, we do also have our Rampage. We've got some Induced Amnesia. It could be okay. Ooh, he mulliganed to 6. This could be alright. I mean, if we get our green sources, we'll be fine. And we're on the draw. Having the white source and being able to Sky Tether, you know, them on a fast draw seems really good. So, let's come in tapped. All right. Wow. Just wow. 4 basics. We've pulled 3 of them. Tithe Taker. Man, I don't plan on doing a ton of things on your turn anyway. There's a hollowed fountain. We can bring that in tap. We'll just turn this into a defender. I don't think that there's a ton we can do against like History of Analia or something like that, so just stop all that early damage from the Tithe Taker. Arch of Araska by the opponent. Seems like a cutie would just be that 2-mana green enchantment that fixes mana and draws a card. Right, I think there's just a lot of just better cards than some of the cards we're playing here if you're playing Modern. So we do have a plane, so we can bring this in. Go ahead. We'll play out our Gift of Paradise. Gift of Paradise, we gain a couple life, which will kind of work as a fog here against the 2/1. I mean, I could Sky Tether it, which I am going to be doing soon. I really don't like having Induced Amnesia. Alright. There's the Oligarch. So a bunch of Afterlife cards here. Hallowed Fountain. So the question is, I think I go for a Rampage of the Clans elsewhere, right? I can't do it on his turn, this turn. But if I induced Amnesia, right? And then just get rid of all 3 cards in my hand. Then we just dig for a bigger or bigger Rampage. And then we get another Rampage back later. Like, I don't like having both of these in the hand at the same time, but I still think it's playable. Look at that. He's just got all these defenders. Dude's playing a wall deck. Dawn of Hope. There you go, fella. There you go. Now I'm probably not going to be swinging into his defenders here. I just more or less want to create some creatures. I could play these lands, but I'm not going to. Again, I'm holding them for another Induced Amnesia or something of that nature. Pitiless Pontiff. No, he can start sacrificing things. No. No, there goes our tethers. It should say and loses all abilities. I ain't scared. Can't sack this one. Look at that. He's playing a wall deck. It's a good wall deck. I like it. He is going to start sacrificing things, and then he's going to have afterlife creatures, and then those afterlife creatures are going to start beating us in the face. Oh, come on, Dak. I'm still not swinging. I'm trying to buy time, and I don't want to give him free free sacks here. I expect he's going to do it anyway, but whatever. Wall tribal. It's a thing. Look it up. I've seen wall decks. I sure have. I sure have. Wall of Omens. Good card. I think they have high alert in the sideboard. Kenneth. Oh. Alright. Do I think they have high alert in the sideboard? Make all of these swing for one, right? Man. Well, I doubt it. I mean, he doesn't have... I haven't seen blue mana yet. But maybe he's just, you know... Divine Visitation. Uh-oh. Come on. Rampage. Please. Rampage off the top. Rampage off the top, please. Pretty please. Pretty please. We really need a Rampage off the top, guys. So bad. Oh, Rampage off the top would just save us. Because as soon as he starts sacking these things, he is going to... that was not a Rampage. I'm about to go on a Rampage. Alright. I guess I will play a land and we'll pass. Well... boo-hoo. Divine Visitation's going to get us. Rampage? Rampage, Rampage, Rampage. Come on, Rampage. I guess we play it, right? Might as well play our lands out. Man, there's a Rampage right under here. Right here. Right there. Right. Oh. So maybe I should have just never cast the Induced Amnesia. So a little bit of a non-bow there with Induced Amnesia. What's the opponent doing? Now he's going to start sacking them, right? So if he spends all of his mana here, sacks all of his dudes, we're dead. There's Afterlife 2. We lose Sky Tether. Like, I needed Rampage to be able to respond to this. But then he would have responded by sacking the additional ones. Yes, yes. Your wall deck is very, very impressive. Make a couple angels. He's going to start cracking. Come on, come on, come on. Yep. These things happen. Divine Visitation. Very, very powerful card, so. Yeah. Timing is very important, Sir Eccles. It is very, very important. He's just gonna swing. He doesn't even need to do anything. He just gets to swing here. Like, I actually don't want to show him the Rampage. Like, we just take our beats. I don't even want to show him what we got going on. I mean, he's got me dead in the air here, right? Right, Rampage is here, but it's too late. It's just too late. I mean, he's already dealing us lethal, and even if we rampage, it wouldn't be able to fix that. So, fortunately, we're going to be going into game 2. No, it wouldn't help at that point. It's just over. We were about 2 turns too late on getting it. We actually needed it the turn that he cast Divine Visitation. If we would have had it that turn, then that would have helped considerably. Dawn of Hope's going to be a decent card, but I don't think it's exactly what we're looking for in this particular matchup. So I'm going to take out the 3 Dawn of Hope, or the 4 Dawn of Hopes, and I'm bringing in 4 Nagates. Good old Nagate. And then I actually want another Ixalan's Binding. I just want to have answers for that Divine Visitation, and I could bring in Disdainful Stroke, which would be another answer. Sky Tether was fine. Like, Sky Tether was actually really good at holding off our opponent. Legion's Landing's okay, but actually I probably need Legion's Landing, don't I? I'm going to take out an Induced Amnesia. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. And then I'm going to run it back like this. I just want the negates and an extra Ixalan's Binding. I mean, I could bring in the Disdainful Stroke, but the only thing I'm really interested in countering there is the Divine Visitation. So, would I like to play first? Why, yes, I would. Alright, so we've got our colors. We've got our non-bow again. Nice little non-bow, right? This hurts having Rampage in the hand and having Induced Amnesia. I am going to keep, though. And then we'll just force our opponent to play a wall deck. Man, this non-bow hurts. I like the idea of being able to blow up Induced Amnesia, or using Induced Amnesia to help dig to, you know, these type of cards, but maybe we just play it on 3 and dump a ton of cards so we draw even more. Maybe that's the game plan. I hate putting Rampage of Clans behind it, though. Yeah, I may play it on 3 and just dump all of these. I could Hollowed Fountain and put out History of Analia. I'm just going to do it. We're just going to draw 5. Come on, 5 cards. 5 cards. The quicker we do it, the higher chance we have at actually hitting another, you know, Rampage of the Clans. So I think that's my justification there. It's brutal. This deck would go good with some other way to destroy Induced Amnesia. Like, what are other ways that you could run in the Bant deck to destroy Induced Amnesia? No, it's not a terrible new hand. No, it is not. It's actually pretty decent. We have more white mana. There's the Pitiless Pontiff. Durus. Well, I bet he takes our Sky Tether. He did take the Sky Tether. Wow. Just wow. So if I play Glacial Fortress, I get to also, like, play the Legion's Landing. I like putting my Gift of Paradise on basic lands when possible. Just Field of Ruin is still a thing, and it's kind of habit. Alright, so, I mean, we'll make additional mana here, just to make a 1-1, and then we'll pass. It's more mana than we really needed, but it's fine. Oh man, yeah. Deputy of Detention would probably be a really good, card to put in here. I'm gonna go to blocks, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give him the flyer. Rampage right now wouldn't give us a bodies. Ooh, he revivaled it. 2 mana to bring back a 2 mana dude. That works. No super value, but it works. I still think I need to hold on to these lands. Just in case I hit another Induced Amnesia. I mean, we only have one more in the deck, so. Treasure with Revel in Riches, maybe. I like that new, like the Tithe card or whatever, where you get a treasure every time they draw a card, if they don't pay. They gotta pay their tithes. If they don't pay their tithes, then, you know, you end up with some treasure. Right? Ixalan's Binding. No, wait, you can't Ixalan's Binding. Isn't Ixalan's Binding only for opponents' things? Could be. Could be only for opponents' things. I want to keep that one. I don't care about the new one. I want the old one. He was the original. Alright. Yeah, Binding, yeah, Kenneth says Binding's only opponents. Boros is seconding that, so looks like we couldn't Ixalan's Binding our own thing. It's not no ring. Magic's been really, really big on not reprinting O-rings. Alright. Is he going to bring this back too? Is he going to bring it back again? Again? I think I would pop the Induced Amnesia. He did! He brought it back again! Another revival. Okay, opponent. History. There we go. That's a thing. That's a card that does things. It's a card that does things, and sure. You could actually allow the trigger to go on the stack from history, and while the trigger's on the stack, before you respond, like you could hold priority on the trigger, and then pop all of the enchantments and get the extra 3/3. Like you could do it right then because Rampage is instant speed, so you could get the extra 3/3 and turn your knights into 4/3s that turn. So there's a little bit of something going on there. If I block the Pontiff, he sacks something. Sure. I mean, he's going to sack something, so I stop additional damage this way. I wonder if he sacks the Oligarch. Or does he just sack a flyer? He just sacked a flyer. So technically we stop 3 points of damage that way. Rampage, Rampage, Rampage. Come on, Rampage. I guess basically all we're doing is just begging. Come on, man. Why didn't you pop the Induced Amnesia? Whatever, opponent. Whatever. You'll post your treasure kill list on the Reddit page. Cool. We do have Sub Sunday coming up later tonight. I am going to try to play these devs decks out. I've got all the thumbnails made up. Got all the work done for them already. So we've already got the cards pulled. So there should only be like 15 minutes of downtime in between devs decks. So hopefully I can get all 3 of them out beforehand. Yeah, this guy being able to sack things, it's kind of putting a damper on us. Seraph of the Scales. Oh, goody. Double blue. Another blue. We're going to get rid of all the cards in our hand. We're going to draw 3 new ones. Well, it was a good game. It was a good game. He's got lethal on board. So, not a lot we can do about it. I mean, we could gain 3 life. And we'd be live to die in the air next turn. We don't have any aerial. I don't know. I mean, I guess no, because we either draw Rampage of the Clans. Like, we're dead a turn from now, no outs. Because you could draw Rampage of the Clans, and I could pop everything and get the Sky Tether back. Oh no. Okay, so if I did pop everything, I would be guaranteed my Sky Tether back. Rampage isn't out. So we do have an out. Because Sky Tether would be able to stop the Seraph, right? And we know we have a Sky Tether under our Induced Amnesia. So we do have an out. Rampage off the top would be an out. Okay, here we go. We take this hit. We go to an abysmally low number of life. And we look for our outs. Come on, Rampage. Rampage saves us. At least a little bit. Like, for a moment. Like, just a wee moment. Just a wee moment. Would we be saved? We would have to main phase the Rampage in order to get the Sky Tether that's under the first Induced Amnesia. And we're dead. Alright, well, GG opponent. GG. There we go. Why not run Cleansing Nova? I don't know. Cushy! You got my email. I know, because we spoke over email before. You have the Raiders spoils from this thing right here, right? The stream boss. You got the Raiders spoils. Send me a deck you would like to see, or get on OC Remix and pick a song you would like to add to the list, and we'll add Cushy's song to the list, or we'll play Cushy's deck. A nice Cushy deck, right? Anyway. Cushy Darden, please send me a list or pick you a song, man. Yeah, you've earned the Raiders spoils for becoming stream boss. So, all right. Wow. Yeah. Where were you? I was with you the whole time. I was just, you forgot about it. Puns. So many puns. I just forgot that I had it. That's all. That's all. Alright. We won the dice roll. Would we like to go first? Sure. Start out with the Temple Garden or the Hollowed Fountain. Either one will be fine, and then we can come in with a Glacial Fortress. Like, the question is, do I pay the life, right? Do I pay the life and get the Legion's Landing down on turn 1? You know what? I'm going to take the greed play. We're doing it. We're going to act like we're a highly aggressive deck. I might even swing with this thing. You don't know. You don't know me. Actually, I would like to swing twice with it. If I can get in 2 connects, then that would put the opponent to 18, which is a multiple of 3. Our Centaurs do damage in, 3. So, could be a thing. Could be a thing. That's not a thing. I mean, I could Baffling in, but I'm not going to. Take it. Just take it. Nope. He ain't gonna take it. He ain't taking it. Accounting class has you busy, but you picked a song. It's in the comments on the other video. No worries. You'll find it. Sweet, man. If you just find what video the song, or what video you put it in, I'll just go look it up. And I'll grab it from there. So if you're picking a song, then by all means, man. Thanks for adding a little bit of your cushiness to the stream. We'll play the Hollowed Fountain because it's going to come in tap, and I don't really need it this turn. So accounting class. Woo. Good times. Alright, so next turn we can Acuity. We'll just tether this. It's white weenies. The weenies. I wonder if this is Tom Ross's version. The boss, Tom Ross. He's right there with Greg Wesco as being, like, foremost in white weenie decks. He has picked the non-defender knight. The non-defender. Oh no. And a Conclave Tribunal. What are you getting rid of, opponent? Baffling in. He's going to get rid of the Baffling in. He going to get him a dinosaur. Alright, well. I mean, I can technically make any color I want from the land play this turn. Oops. Whatever. Sky Tether is MVP. Right? You just force your opponents to play walls. Sky Tether might be better than I've given it credit for. Life finds a way, right? Dinosaurs. No, he's swinging for 3. He flipped his enchantment. Watch, we're gonna get a Rampage now that we have an Induced Amnesia in hand. We'll find a Rampage. Venerated Loxodon. We're in so much trouble. That's a thing. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I mean I could Conclave Tribunal, right? And then Baffling in, grab like anything except for the Venerated Loxodon. I guess I need to grab the 5/5 dinosaur, but if I Ixalan's binding the Conclave Tribunal and then I grab the dinosaur, we're still going to take lethal on Crackback. Just look like we're just dead on board. I mean, it looks dead on board to me. We can induce Amnesia and hope for like 2 more Sky Tethers. We have to deal with at least 2 creatures here, or we're dead, right? Because any 3 of them equals death. So Because he cast Unbreakable Formation on him. Swung, gave him, like, and then tapped down, so... I don't see a way that we could actually... Like, as far as playing into the outs... Maybe I've actually should have not played that land. I'm just going to play into the outs and hope that we got Sky Tether on top of the deck. Right? Eh! I mean, creates 2 blockers. So if he doesn't have removal, I mean, we survive 1 more turn. So we'll block here and here. He does 9, we go to 2. You totally thought those were tethers? Wouldn't that have been great? That would have been so good. Ah! Alright, we get a redraw. Not that it's going to do much good, but we get a redraw. If I could... Oh. Blue. White, blue. Come on, Acuity. I mean, we do gain a little bit of life, but... Hey! It's a Baffling in. I'm going to baffle his in. We'll take that thing. Why not? I probably should have took the dinosaur, right? Alright, we're dead anyway. Doesn't matter. Nothing really matters. Alright, begin the sideboard. Okay. Alright. What do we have versus this opponent? Disdainful Stroke could stop Conclave Tribunal, and it could stop Venerated Loxodon. So it's not completely dead in this matchup. I don't think he's taken either of those cards out versus us. Yes, I do have a Patreon. I do have a Patreon. If you wanna help support on Patreon, then that would be wonderful. Thank you so much for even considering it. But yes, I try to play Dev's decks, and I really enjoy them. I don't have a lot on my Patreon to offer you guys, but for those of you that are $10 patrons, I'll play one of your decks once a month. Or you can... You basically get a Raider Spoils every month. If you want to add a song, you can add a song. If you want to request a deck, you can request a deck. If you want to build a deck, you can build a deck. So, you know, that's an option for my $10 patrons. And then for everyone that wins the stream boss, anyone who kills a stream boss, right? And he's killed by subscribers. People just subscribing will hurt him. People or joining Patreon will hurt him. People just donating here in the channel will hurt him. And then the person who finally kills him gets a Raider Spoils. And you know, so there you go. But you don't have to do that. Just $1 a month would be most helpful. I would appreciate it. But thank you. I do appreciate you mentioning that. What do we bring in? Like Time of Ice, tap down his dudes, right? Maybe we just don't want Induced Amnesia. But in games where we don't have Rampage's Cleanse in our hand, Induced Amnesia is going to be awesome. I don't think that I should ever Induced Amnesia when I'm holding Rampage. After the games I've seen, I just don't think I should do it. I'm going to take out Dawn of Hope yet again, just because I think it's a slow card, and I think that I need more answers. I'm going to bring in Ixalan's Binding, and I'm going to bring in the one Disdainful Stroke. I mean, Unbreakable Formation might not be the bad either, you know, but I don't plan on having a ton of creatures, so we're going to go from there. Plenty of time, Circles. Plenty of time. So, would I like to play first? Absolutely. Alright, we've got a Rampage and no Induced Amnesia. Let's play this hand. This has got to be a good hand, right? Is this the hand? Do we finally get to do it? We've been trying for like 3 turns. Have I considered Arena? Yes, I am. I am working on getting a collection in Arena, but in order to play Dev's decks, you need a considerable collection. Dev likes to build decks with cards that a lot of people don't use, so you pretty much need an entire collection. So I'm working on that, and then as I get the cards, get out of here, get out of here. I'm not casting it. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I will cast this breeding pool, and then I'm gonna tether that thing to the ground. Right, I could, but in order to do that, I am going to need to have like 7 mana, which we might get there. This could happen. I'm gonna play my basic, just because I want to do things like this. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, that you could react to induced amnesia, and you can react to the 3rd chapter of this card, History of Anaya. So, like with the trigger on the stack, you can do that type of thing. You just hold priority and cast your Rampage then. But see, this might help. I mean, at least it gives us some chumps, little chumpies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could get there. It could happen. Oh man. Huh? Double blue? No. Yep, that happened. Yep. I mean, Dev said this deck was for memes anyway. He said it was just for some fun. And all right, so I could rampage the clans right now, get some bodies, and lose all my bodies. Let's see, what would we get? He wouldn't get anything. We'd get 1, 2, a 3, a 3. That's how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. So we could go a 3-3 here. No. We can go a 3-3 here. We've got 5 mana, so we can pay for the Type Taker. That's not a problem. So we go a 3-3 here. Kill that. We can go a 3-3 and a 2-2 on the Venerated Loxodon. Kill that. We take the 12. I think if I'm ever going to do it, I think this is when we do it. So the defensive, the good old defensive rampage of the clans. So for the sponsored streamer event that we did at the beginning of the format, all right, so 3-3 there, 2-2 and a 3-3 there. Just take our beats like this. So bad. That hurts so bad. We just lose everything. So now we have no cards in hand because we've had to play all of our lands in order to get to 7 mana. That even if we respond to the Induced Amnesia with Rampage of the Clans, we draw nothing. Yay! And then we're dead on Crackback. Well, you know what? I'll hold control, right? I'm going to cast 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, no! I can't even do it because we lost our Gift of Paradise. So yeah. Darkwing Duck. I didn't even think about a Darkwing Duck remix. What's the name of it? Cushy Darden's Darkwing Duck remix. Okay. Yeah, we don't even have the mana to do it. So, all right. Well. Okay, we went. Oh, wait a minute. We won the first one, right? We won the first game. We just, slaughtered the opponent. Didn't actually slaughter the opponent. We just made the opponent not be able to play against us. So it's good versus Drakes. You normally have enough answers with the Sky Tethers and the Ixalan's Bindings and stuff to keep the Drakes from attacking you. But anything that can actually throw down quite a few creatures, you're a little beat. Cleansing Nova would probably be pretty good. So. Playtime's over. Okay, I will grab Playtime's over from the list, and we'll go from there. Guys, matter of fact, I'll do that. I'll do that right now, because that's the end of Deb's deck. I do have another Deb's deck coming up for you guys, but for right now, I am going to snatch up this list here by Cushy. What happened? Oh my goodness. Come on. Come on. You got it. You can do it, Google. Alright, alright. So, ocremix.org. ocremix.org. All of the songs are right here on YouTube. They are all, for the most part, they are all available to be played royalty free. So go back. I didn't mean to click it. I just want to search for Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck. Playtime's over. Alright, here we go. Let me pause this. This is Cushy's new song. We're going to end the stream on Cushy's new song. So when you go to download, you can sample it here through a YouTube video, or you can go to download. You're going to get multiple places that you can download from. I just use Blue, and we're gonna add this song to the remix, or to the playlist. So anyway, thank you for watching Deb's Deck. I'll be back in about 15 minutes with our next Deb's Deck. Hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you soon. Let's get dangerous, right? Let's get dangerous.